Subscribe and click on the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest videos.
I'm Arvind Swami, you're watching JFW YouTube channel. உனக்கு யாராவது பழைய ஃப்ரெண்ட் இருக்காங்களா? நம்பாத.
Now, going back, see, in the last 5 years, I think you have done about 9 movies. I saw in the last 5 years after your resurrection, this is the second period of phase from Kadal onwards.
Okay.
What I
Yeah, but I haven't had that many releases.
Yeah, releases. 9.
Really? Okay.
9 films.
Okay.
You have done. And that resurrection has been hugely successful. What do you say about it when you look at your phase 1 and phase 2 now?
I think phase 1 was a lot about learning what was around and being opinionated because you're young, being uncomfortable because you're not expecting this, the stardom part and all that, not knowing how to deal with public adulation, going into a shell, like a lot of things were there because I started out when I was 20. So when I was 29, I quit. This time around, I just thought Kadal was going to be like one-off kind of a thing, but then I don't. But to be honest with you, if Kadal had done very well commercially, I don't know if I would have continued.
Oh.
The fact that I don't like to sign off on a low is what made me, explore something.
But
and
phase 2, a lot of people in the industry and that Thani Oruvan.
Yeah.
Give you an all-new image.
Yeah, because I started, I enjoyed a lot more in the second phase than I did in the first. Enjoying the process, I'm able to, because also of my life experiences, etc. I'm able to contribute much more to the character, to the script, to making of the film in a lot of other ways. So I think in that sense, being older, I think is being wiser. So
okay, but then you also took a career decision to do the antagonist. For example, Thani Oruvan, Bogan, and even CCV. You are.
But everybody is an antagonist in this. I don't think anybody is a good guy.
Shades of grey.
Yeah. See, the thing is, it's not that. It's just that I'm always been someone who likes to do something that maybe people think I can't do. So I don't mind losing. I don't mind a failure. I'm not scared of not not succeeding. But I know that I will. If I take up something, then I'm going to give it 100% or more if possible. So I push myself to the limit, both mentally and physically, to think of 100 things that would make something work. Whichever is in my control. So when people said, how can you play an antagonist? And I thought, okay, let me do it in a way where actually it's not like a conventional antagonist
who shouts or
like that. So it was like, so everything is done.
But you also created a new fan base with that, I would say that.
Okay, yeah, I guess.
Then how do you select a script? What are the criteria you...
Yeah, one is, basically it has to be something that is really interesting. My character has to take the movie forward in some way. It doesn't have to be the only character in the movie. It has to be a character that takes it forward. It has to be indispensable in a sense to the film and its structure. And it should be, I should have conviction with the director at some level that he is going to be able to execute or translate what is on the script to the screen, and is capable of doing that. Not just him, but the team, the technical team as well. And it shouldn't be something similar to what I've just done. Or even if it is, then I should be able to approach it differently. For example, from Thani Oruvan to, say, Bogan, for example, these two both, like you said, had shades of grey, negativity, etc. But one was approached differently, the other one was different. So whether I can actually mold my performance and play it differently also is important. And but the most important thing is it starts off with the script and whether I like the script or not. So I read the full script before I say yes.
You do that.
Yeah.
But what is your thing about doing mass hero Tamil films like Bhaskar or Rascal?
Bhaskar Rascal is actually not I mean, it's more like kids and fun and yeah, it had stunts and action, etc. But sometimes the project goes beyond your control. In a sense, there are production issues. There are, everything has to come together. It's not like one person can control everything. I can only control my work. So to that extent, I was very happy with what happened. But if there are, if a film gets postponed 5 times after being announced and the audience loses momentum with something like that, and if the for whatever reason, if the actual technical team is not worked on the end product, a lot of issues are there sometimes in films, and those have an impact. They're not excuses, but that's the reality. So,
what happened actually for Sadirangavete too? You have the case has landed up in the court.
Yeah, it's in court, so I can't talk about it. It's there. I mean, it's there in the court.
But you can just tell us what.
Nothing. It's just that I actually finished the film without the other person, completing their part of the contract. And it's been almost a year and a half now, and nothing moved. So I had no other option but to go to court.
Okay, but Bill, is
to
that
get
being
my
settled?
money back? So
is that being settled now? Or?
yeah, I think they already. I think the judgment has come, and then we have to. Judgment in the sense that whatever judge has said something, and it's not finally disposed of. I think, but there's some mediation reference that is there, and there's some money that's coming. I think.
So what about Naragasuram? You've been talking about that film.
Yeah, I think again I've said it in 100 forums before that Karthik is probably one of the most brilliant directors that I've seen in recent times as a youngster. As a film, we've finished the film, and again there are some issues on the production side. So once they sort it out, the film should be released. I really want the people to see that film.
What's your role in that movie?
What's my role?
Yeah, in the sense that do you play antagonist or something like that? Tell us something in
It's a suspense thriller. I mean, if I tell you what I play, then it's I'm going to be
okay. But
killing the
it's a
film.
suspense thriller.
It's a suspense thriller. It's a suspense thriller.
And what makes you excited about the way he treated the movie or way?
See, Karthik has a fluency to see the screenplay in ways that will take you a long time to, will take me a long time to think of as ideas, right? So, I mean, it just flows so fluently to him. His ability to juxtapose things within the script to make it even more interesting and create layers and all that is outstanding as a skill. And he's very precise in his shoot. He just wants that much. He just wants these many shots. He storyboarded everything. So when you go on location, it's just like bang, 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 everything's done and then you leave.
Okay, he has a perfect.
We don't waste time. So in fact, every day we finish, we don't even finish the shift, what is planned for the shift. And it finishes within 40 days, the entire film. And when, for example, Naragasun was done within 40 days or something like that, and it was in the night, and it was rain, and it was, it takes time, the lighting, the coordination of the rain, and everything else. But still, he finished it within 40 days, and most of the days there was still time to spare in the shift because he was doing it so precisely.
I believe you have given him one more date.
Yeah, but
The grapevine is the best that you're going to do.
yeah, I'd love to work with him again, but officially, I think they'll make some announcements soon. So.
Okay. And you're giving a date to a lot of young directors?
Not really. I mean, I'm going to be working on 2 more films. Like now there's a film called Kalapat that I'm working in.
Yeah, that you started.
Just started last week. And
what's it about? I mean,
that's a thriller again. That's a thriller. So I can't say much
yeah,
more
but
than
you
that.
got hooked to the story or the...
Yeah, absolutely. It is the storyline. It was a story. So that was something that was very, very interesting for me. And also I'm playing a role that I haven't played before, in some sense. So I had to put on a little more weight. So
Yeah, I can show you.
you can see?
Yeah, I can see it very much.
I tried to wear a loose shirt so you couldn't see. But anyway, I had to put on a little weight for that. film. So
What's your character?
The process was very enjoyable of putting on weight.
Okay. How's your diet? I mean, do you...
I don't have a diet now.
At all?
Yeah, I eat everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So because I need to be a little heavier for this film. That's my interpretation of this role. So I'm just doing it.
But how do you keep yourself young?
I don't do anything actually. I'm being very honest with you. It's not like I have any.
You don't hit the gym or anything of that sort?
I do for roles. I'm very lazy actually. What's most important to me is to sleep a lot. So I like to sleep a lot. I'm actually lazy if I'm not working. I mean, either in the shoot or in the office or whatever. Yeah, I mean, I try to, because of my accident and all that, there are some basic fitness things that I have to keep doing. I can't also put on too much weight.
You had some minor health problems earlier on with
I had a spinal injury and I had a paralysis and all that. So I had to make sure that doesn't aggravate or recur or whatever. So to that extent, that's the only thing that personally I'd like to do to stay healthy. But I run a lot now and I do a lot of gym depending on what physicality is required for the character. Those are things for the character. That's not for me personally.
And you're a vegan?
No, I'm not. I eat everything. So.
Okay. So, and how are you doing your business now? Because last time...
We've restructured quite a bit. We restructured the businesses quite a bit where... so I just go in for the creative ideas, the discussions, the strategy meetings, product. We're coming out with a global product on the cloud. It's called Elixir HR. So for that, all the design work I do. So I do things that I like.
Okay, that gives you a lot of time to do your direction.
Yes.
I heard you're going to get into direction.
Yes, I am. It was supposed to happen this year, but because of some delays and this and that, I couldn't. I had to finish my commitment. So it'll happen now in 2019.
You are going to act in that movie?
No, I'm not going to act. I'm just directing.
And who are the actors you've signed?
It's not finalized yet, but the production has been finalized. They will announce the films.
And what sort of movie, what genre of movie is it?
I'll probably have to talk about it only when I this thing, but it won't be a conventional film, that I can tell you. So,
what's your opinion on the changing phase in Tamil, Telugu, and Malayalam cinema? Some of the better movies are coming out now.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not a question of better or not. It's something that I can relate or you can relate better to. Yeah, I mean, in the sense that people see what had happened is that I think somewhere we got stuck in like a formulaic kind of a thing, and we figure that that is the only way that what the audience wants. But how many times are they going to see the same thing? So I think when they but the stakeholders who are, let's say, the actors or the producers were not willing to take the risk to, even though they might have felt like it's the same thing, but they may not want to shift around. But the audience, the youngsters, and I think the young filmmakers are actually part of the audience. They've grown up watching films, and they think it's high time that, but I want to make a film like this. So now everybody is actually coming in from whom we were considering as audience, right? For example, Karthik was 20 years old when he did Dhruvangal Padinaru. So he must have been the part of the audience that saw these films and said, what, this is not, I want to do something else. So they're all coming in from there.
But today's audience are tomorrow's directors.
Yeah, absolutely. So when the audience is not would like to see other options as well, then I think the directors will come in, and somebody makes the effort to do. I'm just saying, it could be a Sudukavam, could be a pizza, could be Jigartana, whatever. So somebody could come up and say, listen, these are films that we really enjoy. Which is, in my case personally, I enjoy those. I can't see commercial film. I don't see because I'm not able to actually sit and enjoy it.
Even Mani Sir has changed. There are no songs in that.
Mani Sir has always changed. Mani Sir has never been static. I mean, if you look at, for example, if you look at even Mauna Ragam, you look at Anjali, you look at the first body of work, you look at Anjali, you look at Nayagan, you look at Thalapathy, none of them are similar. And each of them are in a different genre. So I don't think he has ever wanted to be in one particular structure.
Yeah, but
visually it's different, structurally it's different.
yeah, but even for Chekka, Chivantha, Vaanam,
Yeah.
he has changed the form because in his films people accept big songs and lip sync songs and all that. But here there's not even one single lip sync song. And
Yeah.
Arvind Swami was done some of the best songs in India. Roja, Bombay, all
Yeah, but
fantastic songs.
I think he's, yeah, I
A.R.
get what you're saying.
Rahman,
Maybe
A.R.
from,
Rahman, Mani Ratnam has given the best music ever.
yeah, and maybe from that perspective, from a song perspective, maybe true in a sense that maybe because this film did not require songs.
Yeah.
It would have been a disturbance actually at some point if we had songs and all that.
But if you were to ask me today, the kind of songs that you did, maybe Bombay or something like that, it's not, people just walk out of the theatre if those kind of songs come again. That was a particular age. Today, it's things have changed.
Yeah.
Would you agree to that?
No, I don't. Because I mean, I think that songs where it's required in the sense where it's like it's if it fits right into the story, and if you do it well, they'll watch it. If you don't do it well, and if it the more and more the stories change and the performances change and realism takes the front seat in a sense, then the song becomes surreal.
Yeah.
So if you have more scripts that come like this, then those become more of a disturbance. I mean, I'm talking about picturizing the song. Obviously, you have beautiful songs that play in the the background and a part of the scene and things like that. And obviously, music is extremely important anyway. But the song and dance per se could be to provide relief, could be to take the story forward in some way. But the story should be able to afford it, or the story should be able to absorb it. But in realistic movies, if you're going to put songs because you need songs, then it's going to spoil the film. It's not going to work.
And are you doing any songs-based films now?
No, I don't think so. Like I told you, I don't even watch commercial films. So, I mean, commercial means commercially formulaic cinemas. I mean, all the films that I talked about or I've done recently have been fairly commercially successful. So the definition of commercial cinema also changed. I mean, in the sense that anything that is commercially viable and successful has to be commercial cinema. I think what I mean by that, and it's out of habit that I'm saying it, it's actually the formulaic films is not something that I enjoy seeing. I never enjoyed it even then as much, and I don't enjoy it now more.
Arvind, do you watch movies on the digital platforms like?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I watch almost every day. So not just movies, shows, content.
So where do you see it going now? I mean, because a lot of Tamil films and Tamil original content is coming on the OTT platforms.
Yeah. It has to. I mean, it's a welcome thing to be able to sit in your home and have a plethora of things to choose from, and you decide what you want to see, and you can see something, switch it off, and
I think some of the best shows I've seen are the original content on Netflix.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think it's a welcome thing, and it's great, but it doesn't mean that the movies are going to be out of. You still will go and watch. But what it'll also do is it'll expose people to good content, quality stuff.
Yeah,
and
I think it's already being felt at the ground level.
It will be felt, yeah. But if you actually look at the number of people in India who watch on Netflix and Amazon, it's not much.
Nothing.
But it is making an impact, a big impact, for people who are film buffs, for example. Like I said, the actual diehard film enthusiasts who will actually turn into directors, who will turn into. So it is influencing them, and they can also learn a lot from it. They can learn what to like, what to dislike, whatever it is that they choose. But learning, I'm saying, in a positive way, and be influenced. It's a big influencer, so that will continue to be a big influencer, I feel.
Okay, would you be doing original?
Doesn't really appeal to me now, unless it's a subject that I can't do on film. On film in the sense, as a full-fledged feature movie, and I have to do it as a series, or I have to do it as a on any of these platforms as an original, because if the content is sensitive, or it is not going to be something that is not going to be acceptable for release outside, etc., then I I might, in that remote possibility, then yes. Otherwise, it doesn't really appeal to me now. I'd rather do movies, which will also come on these platforms later.
Rapid fire with Arvind Swami. Best moment of your career?
Best moment of my career? Probably the reception for Siddhartha Abhimanyu.
One role you would do all over again and again. Why?
I wouldn't. I wouldn't do any role again. So, one role that I've already done, you're saying?
Yeah.
Or, no, I wouldn't like to. I think the process of exploring that was the most interesting. I think once done, it's done. So,
You were the original chocolate boy before, others came over. How does that make you feel today?
I'm not somebody who even eats chocolate much. So I don't know. It is not something that I don't even know what it means. But
That's a good answer. Okay. Your secret to ageless elegance.
just act.
Women still soon over you.
No, that again, it's not something that I paid attention to. I just had to, be comfortable and confident that I can pull off the role, the age for the role. That's all.
Your diet. What do you take for breakfast, lunch, and dinner?
Nothing fixed actually. I eat everything, like I told you. So I don't have a particular cuisine that I prefer. I prefer South Indian mostly, but not that I eat it all the time. I can eat. I eat pretty much everything. So
You avoid anything?
nothing at all.
You don't go for a sugar-free or something?
I drink a lot of coffee,
Yeah.
black without sugar, but that's not because of weight. It's because I like coffee plain, without milk or without sugar. So
Favorite co-star and why?
I don't have one, to be honest with you. I don't have a favorite co-star. I've actually quite enjoyed working with so many people, even in CCV, even in Chekka. It was so many people. It was always fun to interact with a lot of them and know about their experiences, life experience, not movie experience, life experience and things like that. So I don't have a favorite co-star.
Why did you leave Bollywood? You were doing...
Not very interested actually. Now, for example, I just want to focus on Tamil films. So it's not. I'm not searching for other language films, of course. But I think there will inevitably be some Tamil Telugu bilinguals that will happen. But it has to be Tamil for sure, and then you can add another language if you want.
Malayalam? Will you be doing a straight Malayalam film?
I was almost. I had actually been talking to Fahad.
Yeah.
We were talking about a project, but dates didn't work out.
Fahad is a fantastic actor. Fahad and Arvind Swami together would be a fantastic duo of sorts.
Yeah, so that'll be. It'll be interesting, and we speak on and off. So it didn't happen. But it's got to be something. See, the problem for me is I'm not obviously as comfortable as I am in Tamil with Telugu for sure, and Malayalam to a large extent also. But the fact that I spent quite a bit of time with Santosh and other people, and who made me watch a lot of Malayalam films, and I've also done a couple. So it's. To that extent, I'm a little bit more familiar with Malayalam. But I'm not somebody who, I don't have the ability or the skill to pick up languages fast. And I envy that in some people. Like Prakash, for example, picks up every language. Prakash Raj, for example. He speaks every language.
And he's busy in all languages.
Yeah, it's not about work. It's about the ability to learn languages, right? Some people have that skill and some people don't. And I fall in the latter category where it's extremely difficult for me to pick up a language. So I'm most comfortable in Tamil, and then if there's something that is really tempting and extraordinary that comes up, then maybe in other languages.
Is Santosh Shivan your favorite cameraman? Thalapathy, Roja, and now Chekka Chivantha.
Yeah, I think Santosh, I would say that just like, Money had a role to play in helping me understand about filmmaking and films. Santosh had a very, a strong role to play as well, because I was working with these two gentlemen in Thalapathy, right, and I did not know anything. So both of them, I think, have the biggest influence on
Santosh Shivan and above all Mani Ratnam is the biggest influence.
Yeah, Mani Ratnam and Santosh Shivan would be, at an early stage, would have had the biggest influence on my understanding of films.
Your favorite actor in CCB?
I think everybody did well. It's unfair to compare anybody who you worked with. It would not be fair. In the film, I think everybody has done extremely well. But apart from that, I mean, as actors, as individuals, they've all been.
You bonded well with them?
Of course. Though I was a little moody on the sets because, and actually, Arun, I was speaking to Arun just a few days back and some other people, and when he saw some of the scenes, because some of the scenes nobody else was there, right? Yeah. Especially pre-climax bit and all. So they were saying, like, now I understand why you were a little moody in some of the shots and you're not talking. Moody in the sense I wasn't talking, I was being a little aloof. It's just a process of working. It's not that I meant to be rude or I meant to. It's just my process of working for getting that intensity. I must have shown it's not a deliberate thing. So it's like now I understand why.
And 3 things about you that has not been made public yet.
I don't know. I'm trying to think what would be relevant. Many things about me that's not been made public, obviously.
And it will remain private.
I hope so. The options that are coming to my mind are, kind of not meant for the public, I guess.
And do you have political ambitions?
None whatsoever. So, I have no political ambitions. I don't have. I mean, if you look at me, I don't even. I've never said that I wanted to be in politics. I'm not creating a structured fan base to help me, which has been the norm.
Yeah.
I don't do it. I've discouraged it from the 90s.
But you don't even interact with your fans. Why?
No, it's not about interacting. How do you say that I don't interact with my fans? I meet whoever I meet, I interact with. I take pictures. I'm on. See, I have a very simple logic or a rule. I want people to come watch a film and say if I was good or if I was bad, or say that you were good in these portions and bad in these portions. I don't want them to be fanatically loyal to me. I don't want them because I would not be with somebody. So, and definitely I want them to be involved in their own lives, do what is required for their families, for their career, for their future. And I'm just here to entertain you for 2.5 hours, right? Or less.
Yeah.
And I don't want to have an influence beyond that as an actor. On your life. As a human being, yes. I mean, I can get involved in a lot of other work and, I interact with people outside the movie thing. But as a fan, I think I'd like to work for my fans. I don't like my fans to work for me. So.
Why do you keep your family life under the wraps?
Because it's my family life. It's none of your business.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
I understand. But none of pictures even have appeared.
Yeah, because, they all have a life to lead. And just because I'm in the movies does not mean I have to, reveal everything about myself. I'm just doing a job just like you're doing. That's how I see my thing. I honestly feel like everybody else, I get up maybe a little earlier. And
you treat it as a 9 to 5 job, that way.
It's never 9 to 5.
Yeah, I understand.
But I treat it as a job. I treat it as a job. I'm not special beyond my talent and my ability that I bring to the movies. Just like everybody else brings their talent and abilities to their workplace, I take mine to my workplace. I apply my mind to that. Once I'm done, I'm a human being just like everybody else. I don't think that I'm special. I mean, everybody has to feel that they're special and they need to do that. But what I'm trying to say is like, I don't want the privileges. I don't want all that. I can, I just want to be left alone. I can take care of myself and I just want to lead a normal life. I honestly don't understand the fuss about stars and actors. I just don't.
Super talking to you.
Thank you, sir.
So good.
Thanks.